ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरुं श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं राधा कृष्णपादान् सगण ललिता शिविशाखान्वितंश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धो जगत्पति गोपेश गोपिका कान्द राधा कान्द नमोस्तुते। ताप्त काञ्चन गौरांगी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमः ओं विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिधि नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। मुखं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घायते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दिनदारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्यमीश्वरम्। योऽन्ध प्रविश्य मम वाचमिमां प्रसूक्तां सञ्जीवयति अखिलशक्तिधरस्वधाम्नां अन्यां च हस्तचरणश्रवणत्वगादीन् प्राणां नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यं। जयतं सुहृदो पङ्गोर्मम मन्दमतिर्गति सर्वस्य पादाम्बुजो राधामदनमोहनो तमादिदेवं करुणानिधानं तमालवर्णं सुहृदावतारम् अपार संसार समुद्र सेतुं भजामहे भागवत स्वरूपम्। परमानंद पाठाय प्रेमवर्षि अक्षराय दे सर्वदा सर्वसेव्याय श्रीकृष्णाय नमोऽस्तुमे। गुरुवे गौरचंद्राय राधिकाय तदालये कृष्णाय कृष्ण भक्ताय तद्भक्ताय नमो नमः। हरे कृष्णा हरि ओम तत्सत्। Welcome all the devotees for today's Srimad Bhagavatam class. We are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, fourth chapter, and 19th verse onwards. Hare Krishna, Jubi Mataji, Vivek Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Guruji. Hare Krishna.
Chadurhotram karma shuddham prajanam viksha vaidikam vyadadhat yajna santatye vedam ekam chadurvidham. Chadurhotram karma shuddham prajanam viksha vaidikam vyadadhat yajna santatye vedam ekam chadurvidham. Okay, Shailaja Mataji.
हरे कृष्ण। चादुर्होत्रं होत्रं कर्मं शुद्धं प्रजाननां वीशवैदिकं वेददार्यज्ञसन्दैत्ये वेदमेकं चतुर्विधम्।
Okay, Sunita Mataji.
कृष्ण।
आप म्यूट में है।
हाँ जी सर। चातुहोत्रं कर्म शुद्धं प्रजानं वीक्षे वैदिकं वेदधाद्य यज्ञ संते वेदम एकं चतुर्विधम्।
वेरी गुड। विवेक प्रभु।
Hare Krishna, Guruji. चतुर्होत्रम कर्म शुद्धम प्रजानम भिक्षय विदम वैदिकम वेदार्थ जगना संतत्यै वेदम एकम चतुर्विधम।
वेरी गुड। सिनी माता जी।
चातुर्होत्रं कर्म शुद्धं प्रजानां वीक्ष्य वैदिकं व्यदधात् यज्ञसन्दत्यै वेदम् एकं चतुर्विधम्।
वेरी गुड। दिव्य माता जी।
चातुर्होत्रं कर्म शुद्धं प्रजानां वीक्ष वैदिकं मृदानाल् यज्ञसन्ध्यते वेदमेकं चतुर्विधम्.
Very bold. Translation: He saw that the sacrifices mentioned in the Vedas were means by which the people's occupation could be purified. And to simplify the process, he divided the one Veda into four in order to expand them among them. So Vyasadeva divided one Veda. It was one Veda before. So he divided into four. So that just like suppose you have some jewels, different colors. That is red, green, yellow, and you have mixed everything. It's not one or two, so many. So you are just segregating according to color wise. So it is easy to take a particular category of stones or jewels. So previously it was one Veda, it was Yajur Veda. So in that, all departments of knowledge were there, all mixed. So he segregated it. He's divided that into certain topic wise. So that's what Vyasadeva did. So first only one Veda was there, Yajur. Then he divided into four so that it is easy for people to learn and understand. Because he knew very well that people in the age of Kali is less intelligent. Their lifespan is short. They are always disturbed. They are lazy. They are unfortunate. So all that are the negative qualifications of the people in the age of Kali. So for the benefit of people in general, especially in the age of Kali, he has divided that into four Vedas. And there are many sacrifices mentioned in Vedas. So why the sacrifices? The sacrifices are required to purify our senses and existence. Unless and until we purify our senses, we won't be able to attain the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the lotus feet of Supreme Personality of Godhead. So for that reason, he has given different sacrifices. The sacrifices meant for different yugas are also given. So that's what it is mentioned here. So that the sacrifices mentioned in the Vedas were means by which the people's occupations could be purified. And to simplify the process, he divided the one Veda into four in order to expand them among man. So let's see what is that. So formerly, there was only the Veda of the name Yajur, one Veda. So he divided into four. Which are the four Vedas? Yajur, Sama, Atharva, and Rig. So these are the four Vedas. So you see, it's according to topic wise, category wise here. He has divided that to make it very easier. So, and the four divisions of sacrifices were there specifically mentioned. But to make them more easily performable, the Veda was divided into four divisions of sacrifice, just to purify the occupational service of the four orders. So above the four Vedas, namely Rig, Yajur, Sama, and Atharva, there are the Puranas, the Mahabharatas, Samhitas, etc. So these are the four Vedas. And apart from that, there are 18 Puranas, 4 Vedas, 18 Puranas, Mahabharata, that is Itihasa, Samhitas. There are many Samhitas, Brahma Samhita, like that. So, and Aranyakas, Brahmanas, and Vedanta Sutra. So many are there. So, which are known as fifth Veda. The Mahabharata is known as the fifth Veda. Especially, apart from the four Vedas, all other supplementary scriptures are called the fifth Veda, especially Mahabharata and Puranas. Sri Vyasadeva and his many disciples were all historical personalities. And they were very kind and sympathetic toward the fallen souls of the age of Kali. So Vyasadeva had many disciples. He had given these different Vedas to different disciples so that they can expand on that. He did that. And people think that these are all mythology or mythology. They are historical personalities. Some people think that 5,000 years, who knows whether they existed or not. So then, just histories. I mean, not history, just stories, myths. So they don't accept that Vyasadeva, such a person, was there in the first place. Not only Vyasadeva, even Lord Sri Krishna, the Pandavas, the Kauravas, the battle of Kurukshetra, these are all myths. But these are all histories. That's what Prabhupada says. They're all historical personalities. They existed. The place where they lived existed. The place where the war took place, it is still there. The Hastinapura, the Delhi, it is still there. Okay, Ayodhya still there. Ram Setu still there. Sri Lanka still there. How can it be myth? It's not historical. There are evidences. So we cannot just, wash it away, telling that these are all mythologies. So as such, the Puranas and the Mahabharata were made from related historical facts, which explain the teaching of the four Vedas. There is no point in doubting the authority of the Puranas and Mahabharata as parts and parcels of the Vedas. In the Chandogya Upanishad 7.1.4, the Puranas and the Mahabharata, generally known as histories, are mentioned as the fifth Veda. According to Srila Jiva Goswami, that is the way of ascertaining the respective values of the revealed scriptures. So Srila Jiva Goswami, one of the very famous 6 Goswamis of Vrindavan, the prime disciples of Srila Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he says that these are all histories, especially the Puranas and the Mahabharata are known as fifth Veda. Among the first 4 Vedas, we know Yajur, Sama, Rig, and Atharva. So the fifth Veda is considered to be the Puranas and the Mahabharata. Srila Jiva Goswami says about this. He establishes that. So these are all revealed scriptures. There are 2 categories of scriptures, Shruti and Smriti. All the Vedas, this comes under Shruti. Puranas will come under Smriti. Okay. So even the Mahabharata will also come under Smriti. So Shruti is that which is heard, Smriti that which is remembered. 2 categories. Widely it is divided. Shruti and Smriti. Okay. So Mahabharata, and there is another history, that is Itihasa, that is Ramayana. It is not by Vyasadeva, but by Valmiki. So, text 20. Rigyajo Samathar Vakya Vedaschatwara Uddharda Itihasa Puranam Cha Panchamo Veda Uchyade. Rigyajo Samathar Vakya Vedaschatwara Chatvara Uddhradam Itihasa Puranam Cha Panchamo Veda Uchyade. Okay, Sinimataji.
ऋग्यजु सामादर्वाक्य चत्वार उद्धृता इतिहास पुराणं च पंचमो वेद उच्यते.
Very good. Oma.
ऋग्यजु सामगार्वाक्या वेदाश्चत्वार उद्धृताः इतिहासः पुराणं च पंचमो वेद उच्यते.
Read the translation also.
The 4 divisions of the original sources of knowledge, the Vedas, were made separately, but the historical facts and authentic stories mentioned in the Puranas are called the 5th Veda.
Very good. So in this sloka itself, it is clearly mentioned that Puranas and the Itihasa they are called 5th Veda. The 4 divisions of the original source of the knowledge, the Vedas, which are those? The 4 Vedas. Which are those 4 Vedas?
Rig-Jaju, Sam, Atharva.
Yes. Yajur, Sama, Atharva, and Rig.
Veda.
Rig. And Puranas, 18 Puranas.
Mahabharata.
Okay. And Mahabharata is the Itihasa. Okay. So these Puranas and Mahabharata are called the fifth Vedas.
Upanishad will come here actually, Guruji.
Prabhuji?
Upanishad.
Upanishad is Shruti.
Shruti.
प्रभु जी श्रुति क्या है? What is meaning श्रुति?
Shruti, Vedas, Upanishads, except Shruti means जो
सुनना होता है.
हाँ, सुनना.
हाँ जी,
स्मृति
हाँ
जो याद करना होता है.
हाँ जी. मेरी बेटी का नाम श्रुति रखा था इसलिए.
हाँ, नहीं बोल.
हाँ जी, वो दुबई में बोर्न हुए थे उधर ही.
So, Tatrag Vedadhara Paila Samago Jaimini Kavi Vaishampayana Ye Vaiko Nishnato Yajusam Utam Tatrag Vedadhara Paila Samago Jaimini Kavi Vaishampayana Ye Vaiko Nishnato Yajusam Utam. Okay. Shailaja Mataji.
हरे कृष्ण तत्तर्वेदाधर पैला सामगो जैमिनी कवि वैशाम्बयान वैगो निष्णादो
Very good. Okay. Jubil Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Tatra Veda Paila Samago Jaimini Kavi Vaishambhayana Evaigho Nishnado Yeju Shamuda.
Very good. Sini Mataji, translation please.
After the Vedas were divided into 4 divisions, Paila Rishi became the professor of the Rig Veda, Jaimini the professor of the Sama Veda, and Vaishampayana alone became glorified by the Yajur Veda.
Very good. So after the Vedas were divided, Vyasa Maharshi gave to his disciples. So they became the exponent of these Vedas. That's what is mentioned here. After the Vedas were divided into 4 divisions, Paila Rishi became the professor of Rig Veda, Jaimini the professor of Sama Veda, and Vaishampayana alone became glorified by the Yajur Veda. So like that he has divided into among his disciples. So different Vedas were entrusted to different learned scholars for development in various ways, to expand and give elaborate purports, to give more details. So because it is not a small thing. So he needed help, he needed support. All the Vedas, although it was dictated by Vyasadeva, it was written by whom? Who wrote that Vedas and Puranas? Dictated by Vyasadeva, but written down by whom?
Ganapati.
Yes, Ganapati. So after that, as I told you, it was one Veda. Then he is segregated into 4. Then he entrusted to his own disciples. These are the disciples. Paila, then Vaishambhayana, Jaimini, and Sumantu is also there. Sumantu is, I think, Atharva Veda. Vedanta Sutra, he himself took. Who? Vyasadeva. He did not give it to anyone. He himself took the Vedanta Sutra. Yeah, here it is mentioned. Atharvangira Sam Aset Sumandur Daruno Muni Itihasa Purananam Pitamero Maharshanam Atharvan Sam Aset Sumandur Daruno Muni Itihasa Purananam Pitamero Maharshanam. Okay. Uma.
अथर्वाङ्गिरसामासेत् सुमन्थुर्दारुणो मुनिः इतिहासा पुराणानां पितामेरो महर्षणः.
Very good. Okay. Sunita Mataji.
अथर्वाङ्गीरसामा सीतुमं मन्तुदारुणो मुनिः इतिहासपुराणां पितामहरोम हर्षण.
Very good. Translation, Vivek Prabhu.
The Samantu Munu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
The Samanto Muni Angira, who was very devotedly engaged, was interested with the Atharva Veda, and my father Romo Harshana were interested with the Puranas and historical records.
Very good. So as I told you, Sumantu Muni Angira. He was interested the fourth Veda, that is Atharva Veda. Three we have Vaishambhayana, Jaimini, and Paila already given. So the fourth Atharva Veda is given to Sumantu Muni Angira. And my father, whose father? Who is telling this?
Shaunaka.
Some mystery, no Prabhuji.
Hmm?
Shaunaka Muni.
Who is that? Sinimadaji?
Shaunaka Muni.
No, no. Not Shavanaka.
Some is telling this, but Romo
Who is
Harshana,
now? Who asked the question?
Yes.
Who asked the question? Shavanaka. Okay.
Yeah.
So who answered it?
Sudha Goswami is answering.
Siddha Gauranga, yes. So my father, whose father? Siddha Goswami's father, Rama Ashana. Actually, Rama Ashana was given, assigned this. But then we know the story of Lord Balram. He finished him because he did not get up from his asana, Vyasasana, when Lord Balram came. He thought that it is not necessary because he is sitting on the Vyasasana. But he forgot that he is Lord Balram, he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is the Sevak Bhagwan. So even though we are sitting on the Vyasasana, when Guru comes, Balram is Guru, Adi Guru. And not only that, he is Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is Sevak Bhagwan. Krishna is Savior Bhagwan. One who receives Seva is called Savior Bhagwan. One who performs Seva is called Sevak Bhagwan. So both are Supreme Personality of Godhead. The first expansion is Lord Balram. So Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead, Savior Bhagwan, who receives the Seva. And Balram is Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is Sevak Bhagwan, who renders Seva. And he is Adi Guru also. So, Lord Balram, when he appeared in the arena, in the sacrificial arena, when he came there, Ramarshan, the father of Siddha Goswami, was giving the class. So he thought that it is not good to get up and receive him or respect him. So that was the etiquette, he thought, because he is sitting on the Vyasasana. So we have to respect the Vyasasana. But we should know that when Guru comes, forget about Vyasasana and everything. When Lord Supreme, the Supreme Personality of God comes and the Guru comes, it is, our duty to get up and pay respects. He did not do that. So what he did, Lord Balram, he took a blade of kusha grass and just threw it on him. So his neck was cut, his head was separated from his body. Who's Rama Ashna Sutta. So all the sages headed by Shanvaga Rishi were surprised. What did you do? He was giving us all the knowledge. Now who will give us knowledge? Then he said, okay, if you think that I have done some mistake, I will give him life back. So no, whatever, my Lord, whatever you have done is right. That is perfect. We don't want you to give him life back because whatever you have done, it is perfect. But then you have to find out a way that who is fit to give us this knowledge now. We have started a 1,000-year sacrifice. Why they have started this 1,000-year sacrifice for whom?
For the good of human.
For the
good of human.
Yeah, for the benefit of people in the age of Kali. So they were doing sacrifice for the coming generation. Now what we are doing, we are trying to exploit and destroy everything. The deforestation, the rivers, everything is polluted, contaminated. We are trying to destroy everything, whatever is there in the nature. We are not keeping anything for the future generation. But 5,000 years back, they were doing this sacrifice for our benefit. Those who are, coming in the age of Kali after 5,000 years. Now we are enjoying this because of their sacrifice. So, Balram, he finished him off. Then he said, okay, now his son, Siddha Goswami, I am empowering him. So he empowered Siddha Goswami to give this Bhagavatam. Because Siddha Goswami was present when Sukadeva Goswami narrated this Bhagavatam to Parikshit Maharaj. He was one of the assembled member, one of the disciple of Siddha Goswami. So he was there 7 days and 7 nights with rapt attention, listening to whatever Siddha Goswami narrated to Parikshit Maharaj. So was the right person. So, and moreover, Lord Balram empowered him because Ramashna is no more now. So that's why Siddha Goswami is telling that my father Ramashna was entrusted with the Puranas and historical records. All the 18 Puranas and plus Idihasas and such histories. So in the Shruti mantras, also it is stated that Angira Muni, who strictly followed the rigid principles of the Atharva Veda was the leader of the followers of the Atharva Veda. So it is mentioned in the Shruti mantra also, Angira was assigned the Atharva Veda. 23. Tat edarishayo vedam swam vyasyan anekadha sishyai prasishyais tas sishyer vedaste sakhino bhavan. Tat edarishayo vedam swam vyasyan anekadha sishyai prasishyais tat sishyer vedaste sakhino bhavan. Okay, Uma.
एतादृशयो वेदं स्वं स्वं व्यस्यन् अनेकदा शिष्ये प्रशिष्ये तच्छिष्ये वेदास्ते शाकिनो भवान्.
Mayuri Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Krishna.
Tat et rishayo vedam swam swam vyasan anekadha shishyai prashishyai tachishyai vedaste shakhino abhavan.
Very good. Okay. And Sini Mataji, translation, please.
All these learned scholars in their turn rendered their entrusted Vedas onto their many disciples, grand disciples, and great grand disciples, and thus the respective branches of the followers of the Vedas came into being.
Very good. All these learned scholars in their turn rendered their entrusted Vedas unto their many disciples, grand disciples, and great grand disciples, and thus the respective branches of the followers of the Vedas came into being. So it is a parampara. It's an unbroken chain of disciple succession. So all these scholars, so Vyasadeva gave it to his disciples, they gave it to their disciples, then to their disciples, like that, disciples, grand disciples, great grand disciples, like that. It is coming down to us through parampara, authentic parampara. If you see Bhagavad Gita, our Sampradaya, Brahma Madhav Gaudiya Sampradaya, in the Bhagavad Gita, the disciple succession is given. So you can see His Divine Grace, Abhay Charana Aravinda, Bhakti Vedanta Swami Sri Prabhupada's name last. And again, from him, there are multiple branches. Okay, he has so many disciples, and they will have so many disciples who are competent to become acharyas in the coming future also. So it will branch out like that. So it is not just, so the prominent personalities, acharyas names are given. So last, now if you see, open our Bhagavad Gita, you can see Srila Prabhupada's name as the 32nd or something acharya, who is giving us this knowledge. So the original source of knowledge is the Vedas. Veda means what? Knowledge. With, to know. Vedas means knowledge. So there are no branches of knowledge, either mundane or transcendental, which do not belong to the original text of Vedas. So it is not only scriptural codes, it is moral codes, plus whatever is required for human sustenance, such information is also there. You take any department, any topic of knowledge, it is there in Vedas. Take politics, it is there. Defense, it is there. Medicine, Ayurveda, it is there. Astrology, it is there. Astronomy, it is there. Sthapatya Shastra, that is architectural engineering, it is there. Vaimanika Shastra, it is there. Everything is, whatever is required, it is there. Only thing is that we should be able to understand, because they're all in Sanskrit, and many of the Vedas are stolen and taken away from India by British and Germans, France and other people, Dutch and all. So most of the Vedas are lost also, but still so much is there in India also. So you take any topic, we'll find it in Vedas. So that is, the beauty of Vedas. And people say these are all myth. The astronomy, they just see the astrological calculation. After 144 years, the Kumbh Mela took place here now, right? The Mahakumbh. So the constellation, the arrangement of constellation, Jupiter, Sun, Moon, coming in the same line. So they predicted at least 144 years before that is going to come. So everything is there. Only thing is we should know how to decode it, decipher it. So the original source of knowledge is the Vedas. There are no branches of knowledge, either mundane or transcendental, that is material and spiritual, which do not belong to the original text of Vedas. They have simply been developed into different branches. They were originally rendered by great, respectable and learned professors. In other words, the Vedic knowledge, broken into different branches by different discipline successions, has been distributed all over the world. No one, therefore, can claim independent knowledge beyond the Vedas. Everything is coming from Vedas only. And in the earlier yugas, till Vyasadeva wrote it down, it was coming how? Through oral reception. People were so intelligent. The memory power of people in those days was so sharp. So they could remember everything. They could remember everything. Okay, that's why it was not necessary to write it down. But it became necessary for the people in the age of Kali. So Vyasadeva did that. He recorded that. Just one passage, forget about one passage. Just read one sentence once. Then try to repeat without any error. Can we do that? One sentence, forget about one passage. Okay? Read it once, then repeat that again without mistake. Is it possible for us to do? What do you say? Uma? Okay, I'll tell you one sentence. Can you repeat that without mistake? You are mute. Are not there? Okay, no problem. Anyone else?
Yes, it is not possible.
It is not possible. The Chinese whisper, you know that. So this is the disqualifications of people in the age of Kali. So that's why Vyasadeva wrote it down. It was not necessary. See, Bhagavad Gita, how many slokas? 700 slokas. How many minutes Krishna took? 45 minutes. That is what they say. It took only 45 minutes to give this Bhagavad Gita instruction to what do you call Arjuna. Now, 700 slokas, word to word meaning, translation, elaborate purport. Since so many years we are reading. How much did we understand? So this is our position now. Arjuna understood this in 45 minutes, everything. And he agreed to follow whatever Lord Krishna said. Karishe Karishe Vachanam Tava. That's what Arjuna told. Whatever your instruction I will do accordingly, I will do exactly like that. We cannot, even after so much of elaboration, the purport, the word-to-word meaning, translation, it is not going in our head. This is dull head. This is Kali Yuga head. Right? So we need to be reminded again and again. That's why we keep reading again and again. That's why Prabhupada says, my books should be scrutinizingly studied. Don't read like a novel. No, the newspaper, the novel and all, you can just read. You are reading it, you are not studying it. But this should be scrutinizingly studied under the guidance of seniors, guru, senior devotees. Only then we'll be able to. Now, with our own effort, on our own, we won't be able to understand. We may be able to understand something, but the real principle, the real tattva, we won't be able to understand. So we need guru, we need senior devotees, acharyas. So it is our great good fortune that we are in the same line of Srila Prabhupada, who has given us everything. He has just made a laddu, he made the laddu, he made all these scriptures in the form of a laddu and just he has put it in our mouth. What we have to just chew it, that's all. Even that we are unable to do. So they were originally rendered by great, respectable and learned professors. In other words, the Vedic knowledge, broken into different branches by different disciplines associations, has been distributed all over the world. No one therefore can claim independent knowledge beyond the Vedas. There is no knowledge independent of Vedas. You take any knowledge, you will not find. So that's why just imagine the acharyas. If you take Ramanujacharya, Shankaracharya, Madhavacharya, they did not go to any university, did they? Did they go to any university to study all these things? Just within, Adi Shankaracharya, 32 years. He was professor in all fields of knowledge. And within 32 years, he circumambulated the whole India and established 4 main mathas. And he propagated this all corners of India. Within 32 years, just imagine. There was no university. He did not go to any university. Only Gurukula. That's all. Now, even after we have so many great universities, even take, for example, the medicine. Okay. Previously, doctors used to take care of all the bodily parts, one doctor. Now, suppose eye specialist, 2 eyes, left eye, one doctor, right eye, another doctor. So that is our progress. The right eye specialist cannot treat the left eye because he is not expert in that field. Lord Sri Krishna and Balaram, 64 arts in 64 days. They learned. So that is the intelligence that they had at that time. So there's a lot of gap between that time and this time. So 24. Taeva Veda Durmedher Dharyante Purusher Yatham Evam Chakra Bhagavan chakara bhagavan vyasa kripana vatsalam ta eva veda durmedher dharyante purusheryatham evam chakara bhagavan vyasa kripana vatsalam. Okay, Vivek Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Ta eva veda durmedhi dharante purusher yatha ivam chakra bhagavana vyasha
Kripana
kripana
vatsalam.
vatsala.
Yes, Mataji.
स एव वेदा दुर्मेधैर्धार्यन्ते पुरुषर्यता एवं चकार भगवान् व्यासकृपणा वत्सला.
Very good. Okay, Jubi Mataji, translation, please.
Hare Krishna. Thus the great sage Vyasadeva, who is very kind to the ignorant masses, edited the Vedas so they might be assimilated by the less individual men.
Okay, very good. So thus the great sage Vyasadeva, who is very kind to the ignorant masses. Who are the ignorant masses? People like us, especially those who are in the age of Kali. Edited the Vedas so they might be assimilated by less intellectual men. So he did a great favor by giving it to different professors, by elaborating it so that we can learn and assimilate it. So the Veda is one, and the reasons for its division in many parts are explained herewith. The seed of all knowledge, or the Veda, is not a subject matter which can easily be understood by any ordinary man. The main reason is the language, the Sanskrit language. It is called Devanagari. It's the language of Devas, demigods. It's not possible for us to learn Sanskrit in few days. There may be courses, learn Sanskrit in 1 week or 1 month or 6 months like that. It is not Sanskrit. It is only, actually it is said that if you want to be expert in Sanskrit, at least continuous 12 years training is required, continuous. And that also, you will not be able to understand this unless you become a devotee. You may become a scholar, but to understand the scriptures, one should be a devotee, pure devotee. Only a pure devotee can understand what is written in this. They may be able to say the meaning of the words in Sanskrit, but they will not understand any tattva if they read this, even if they are a scholar. Okay? A Sanskrit scholar doesn't mean that they know everything. They will be able to understand the meaning of it, but the Sanskrit language is such, each word, the meaning of each word will differ contextually. One word may have different meanings. So contextually, we should be able to understand that. So only a devotee will be able to understand that, a pure devotee, nobody else. So that's why it is said it is not a subject matter which can easily be understood by any ordinary man. There is a stricture that no one should try to learn the Vedas who is not a qualified Brahmana. So another condition. Vedas should be studied by only a qualified Brahmana. That was the reason in the earlier days. Shudras were not allowed to learn because we should have certain qualification. When it comes to Vedas, people ask why you need qualification. Anybody can learn. Yes. When it comes for admission into universities, there are criteria, isn't it? Are conditions. Anybody cannot, those who are fifth passed can get entry or admission into medicine. There's a minimum qualification required, right? For medicine or engineering or any other higher education. There are certain criteria, minimum qualification, prerequisites. Similarly, if you want to learn Vedas, you should be a qualified Brahman. So, and again, who is a Brahmana? You will see that. The scripture has been wrongly interpreted in so many ways. A class of men who claim Brahmanical qualification simply by their birthright in the family of a Brahmana. claim that the study of the Vedas is monopoly of the Brahmanas caste only. Okay? So the Brahmana by birth is ruled out. It's ruled out because Lord Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, what is that? Chadurvarnyam Maya Srishtam Guna Karma Vibhagacha. According to the Guna and Karma, these four varnas are categorized or divided. So simply by birthright, that I am born in a Brahminical family, I have the right to learn Vedas. No, it will not work out. Who is a Brahmana? As per Bhagavad Gita, can anyone know the sloka from Bhagavad Gita? The qualification of a Brahmana.
Who attend the Brahma, Prabhuji?
Now there is a sloka. If you can remember anyone, Sama. I'll start the first. Sama Damas Tapas Sauchyam. Peacefulness, sense control, austerity, and cleanliness. Shandir. Yes, now what is next? Arjavam Evacha. Shandir, tolerance. Arjavam, honesty, etc. Jnana Vijnana Mastikyam. Knowledge, realized knowledge. Theoretical knowledge, practical knowledge. And Jnana Vijnanam Astikyam, Dharma, that is religiosity. Brahma, Karma, Swabhavajam. These are the characteristics of Brahmanas. So if we have this, then whether you are born in a Brahmanica family or not, we are qualified to learn Vedas. Got it? So these are the qualifications of Vedas. Lord Krishna says this to Arjuna. It's a class of men who claim Brahmanical qualification simply by their birthright in the family of Brahmana, claim that the study of the Vedas is a monopoly of Brahmana caste only. No, it's not monopoly of Brahmana's caste by birth. Anybody can learn, provided he possesses the requisite qualification. Another section of the people take this as an injustice to members of other castes who do not happen to take birth in a Brahmana family. Even if a person born in a Shudra family or even lowest of Shudra, they can learn Vedas, provided they rise up to the qualification of a Brahmana. It is possible. So, but both of them are misguided. The Vedas are subjects which are to be explained even to Brahmaji by the Supreme Lord. Therefore, the subject matter is understood by person with exceptional qualities of goodness. Those who are in the mode of goodness will exhibit these qualities. Those who are in the mode of passion and ignorance will not have these qualities. Persons who are in the modes of passion and ignorance are unable to understand the subject matter of the Vedas. Clear? They may read, they may study, but they will not understand. They will not be able to apply that. So only those who are in the mode of goodness will be able to assimilate it and practically apply that in their lives, day-to-day lives. So the ultimate goal of Vedic knowledge is Sri Krishna. Vedescha sarver aham eva vedya. Vedanta krit veda videvacha. So what is the ultimate Vedic knowledge? To know who is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That is Sri Krishna. Vedescha sarver aham eva vedya. To know all the Vedas means to know me. Krishna says. And somebody says, I know all the Vedas, I know all the slokas. But if you ask who is Krishna or who is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he doesn't have any answer. That means he doesn't know anything about Veda. That's why last time also I told Srila Prabhupada, there was a different sampradaya, Maharajas and sannyasis had come for discourses on Vedic principles and Vedas. So Prabhupada was there and many other brahmacharis from other sampradayas were also there. So casually talking. So she asked some of the brahmacharis from other sampradaya, so tell me, who is the Supreme Personality of Godhead? So they said, Swamiji, it's very difficult to say in one word. They started explaining, the tattva, the Brahman, the Brahmajyoti and all that. They are not eating. So immediately he called Saraswati, the daughter of Malati Mataji and Shyam Sundar Prabhu, disciples of Prabhupada. She was just 5 years old that time. Immediately he called, Saraswati, please come here. He gave a, Laddu Samprasam. Tell me, who is Supreme Personality of Godhead? Immediately he said, Lord Krishna. See, even this 5 years old girl knows who is Supreme Personality. And these are all, Panditas. They don't know who is Supreme Personality of Godhead. So that's the difference. So the ultimate goal of Vedic knowledge is Sri Krishna, the personality of Godhead. This personality is very rarely understood by those who are in the modes of passion and ignorance. So in the Satyuga, everyone was situated in the mode of goodness. Gradually, the mode of goodness declined during Treta and Dwapara Yugas, and the general mass of people became corrupt. So as the Yuga progressed, the qualities also started diminishing. Satyuga predominantly goodness was prevailing. So as the Yuga progressed, started diminishing. So in the present age, the mode of goodness is almost nil. In the present age, the mode of goodness is almost predominantly we are in Tamoguna or Rajoguna. We may at times exhibit goodness also. Even those who are in the mode of ignorance will also exhibit sometimes Satoguna. But predominantly, we are all in either Tamoguna or in Rajoguna. Most of us. If we are in the mode of goodness, our behavior pattern, our lifestyle, everything changes. So we can introspect ourselves, whether we are in goodness or passion or ignorance. How we deal with others, how we see the world, how our behavior pattern, how our character, we can introspect ourselves. So, in the present age, the mode of goodness is almost nil, and so far the general mass of people, the kind-hearted, powerful sage, Srila Vyasadeva divided the Vedas in various ways so that they may be practically followed by less intelligent persons in the mode of passion and ignorance. It is explained in the next sloka as follows. So it is for the benefit of people in the lower modes so that we will be able to learn this, slowly rise the mode of goodness by studying these Vedas and such corollaries under the guidance of senior devotees and spiritual masters. So text 25 we'll take next week. Vancha kalpatarubhyasya kripa sindhubhyeva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo. Ananda Kodi Vaishnavati ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. I go Premanande Hari.